Alright everyone, I think it's time to get started. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016. I am Phil, and welcome to my stream for the day, which will be Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2's conclusion. I actually thought that, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I actually, sorry, I'm drinking a seltzer water if you can't tell. I actually thought I was going to conclude this game on Sunday, but I was surprised to find how long the actual story-based campaign of the game is. It's quite lengthy, being that there is a campaign for both sides, the plants and the zombies, and, you know, multifaceted and leveled, where you're playing missions specific to each new character, and then you're doing a final run of gauntlet-style missions where they're really tough, with boss fights, and, you know, a final conclusion. Pretty interesting. And I certainly was, taken aback when I found out that, you know, the campaign for each side is basically around 3 hours long. So I didn't get to finish it on Sunday, and I was disappointed because I really like this game. As you know, if you watched my review on Monday night, which I released on KOGaming, I hope you did. I really enjoy the game. It's certainly close to being a Game of the Year contender for me. I just don't feel... There's something missing. There's a factor missing here that makes it give me that, oh man, I feel amazing and, you know, really feels awesome, a Game of the Year kind of a deal. I'm not getting that vibe from it, but I certainly really enjoy this game. And, so I'm happy to finish up the campaign today, and if we have time, after I finish, what I'll be doing is, first of all, using the stars that I've accumulated during the gameplay to open up chests throughout the city, and then I will be, maybe doing a few matches of online. I don't know how long it's going to take to actually finish the game today. We'll have to see. I mean, it might go right to the end of the stream, or it might not. Apologies again, nasal drip is bothering me, as you can tell, too. It never ends. And I wanted to, it's very stuffy in my office, I wanted to open the window, but the landscapers are outside, like, literally outside the window right now, mowing the lawn, so I don't want to open it, and then you hear that. I'll probably open it before I start the gameplay today. Now, tonight's pretty interesting. Later tonight, I think I'm going to be making 2 vlogs, which normally I would not do, but there's a bunch of stuff going on right now that I feel I want to kind of speak out about. First of all, I have an update in regards to my video last week about fair use on YouTube, the copyright system that's broken, you know, hashtag WTFU. First of all, thanks to all of you who did watch that original vlog from last week. I certainly hope that you, if you are, you know, a newer viewer of mine, kind of got a summary of all the stuff that I've been through on YouTube over the years, and that it was informative to you, so you know exactly what's going on the website. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to do an update vlog, because unfortunately we've got more bad news, and I wish that the update vlog was good news. It's not. We've got a freaking 2 new YouTubers who've been affected by the broken system on YouTube. One person who got flagged, of all things, for the community guideline bullshit, which I also had issue with over the years. I'm going to talk about that, even though there was no nudity or adult content in his video. How nice is that? And we had another YouTuber whose account got a copyright strike and lost streaming privileges because they copyright struck a vlog of him standing on his front porch in the snow. That's right. A vlog of him standing in the snow saying, "Enjoy the snow," got a copyright strike. So I'm going to be talking about this tonight, and we've got an update in regards to what YouTube supposedly said last week, saying that they were going to listen to YouTubers, they care about what our concerns, and they're going to make changes to improve the site. It was all bullshit. And we have definitive proof, because they tried to slip it under the rug so that we wouldn't notice, but I caught it, and I'm going to talk about it tonight in this special vlog. So it's going to be an update tonight, an update vlog on the WTFU, Where's the Fair Use movement. Now, in addition to that, this morning there was some news. This morning, it was announced that Ubisoft will not be giving advanced copies of The Division to reviewers. And it's not for the reason you may be thinking. If you remember, about 2 years ago, it was about more like a year and a half ago, Ubisoft did allow advanced copies of Assassin's Creed Unity to go out to reviewers, but they gave them a review embargo until noon of release day. So tons of people ran out, bought the game, then saw the reviews on noon the next day saying the game sucks shit. So everyone thought, oh, maybe this is what's going on. That's not the case. In this case, Ubisoft is basically saying the game is an online functionality game, and there's no way that we'll know what the online functionality will actually perform at until the game's out and everyone's playing it. So how can you give an advanced review? I kind of agree with this. I really do. Like, I think this is a great idea, because we just had a game, Street Fighter V, where these reviewers got advanced copies. They played the game in an online setting that is not representative of the actual online setting that people who bought the game are experiencing. They reviewed it artificially high. And it's bullshit. So, I'm going to make another vlog about that tonight. So basically, I'm going to make 2 vlogs tonight, which is pretty wild. I almost never do that, right? Now, I don't know if I'll be releasing them both tonight. What I may do is save one for tomorrow. I don't know. The thing is, tomorrow I'm also doing Ask the King. So it's kind of like, you know, what the hell do I do when I've got all this stuff now that's coming out, all these pertinent topics to talk about, and they're all vlogs, and they're all going to flood the same channel. So, I don't know. I'm going to think. I might release them both tonight. I might not. Depends on how far I get with them, okay? But that'll be on the King of Hate vlogs tonight. And I just mentioned it, so I got to say this again. Tomorrow, Ask the King. It's the first Ask the King in over a month. Okay, we only got 40 questions posted on the forums. Typically, I like between 50 to 100 questions, because that gives me a good amount to sift through and pick the best ones that I feel make the show better. It's my own fault. I hadn't even mentioned this until Sunday, so I haven't really been mentioning it for the past month, and I forgot to ask people to post up questions. Please do. Please head to the kingofhate.com forums. Please post up questions for Ask the King. It's very important that I get more questions and better questions, so that way I can do a good show. You know, that show is completely based off of your feedback. Just got an annoying spam email. I hate when they do that. Don't you hate it when you get an email and the topic of the email is, like, very, very deceptive? Like, the email, important information about your credit card. Like, oh shit. Did something happen? Did someone steal my identity? You know, did someone go over the limit? Which wouldn't happen because I don't do that. But, you know, I'm just wondering, what could it be? Oh, you haven't used your credit card in a while. Fuck you. Alright, anyway. So, really quick, run through the schedule for this week. Today, the conclusion of Garden Warfare 2. Tonight, I'm going to be working on those 2 vlogs. I'll release one, if not both. Tomorrow, Ask the King. And so tomorrow night, I'll actually be working on my taxes. I rescheduled it. I was originally going to do it tonight, but I rescheduled it for tomorrow night since I had all these vlogs to work on tonight. So, tomorrow, I will be doing my taxes tomorrow night. So no new content tomorrow, but that's okay, because Friday, we'll have a marathon of Twilight Princess HD, one of the Zelda games I've never even seen footage of, so I don't know anything about it. People are saying this HD re-release is actually being reviewed very highly by people who got pre-release copies, so that's good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be playing that all day Friday and Saturday, possibly even Sunday. One of these days coming up the next week, I'm going to be playing Street Fighter again. Probably either Sunday or Monday. I haven't decided yet. One of those days I'll probably be doing Street Fighter instead of Zelda to break it up a little bit. And there will be a new DSP Tries It this weekend. It's one that people have been asking for, so I think people will enjoy that. What I'm wondering about is next week with this Division game. I'm still on the freaking fence about this. To spend $60 for a game that I may play and beat the story within a few hours and then not want to really do the online co-op. A lot of people are still telling me to skip it, but some people are saying they'd be disappointed if I did. I have no idea, man. I just really have no idea. These games today. I think everyone pretty much knows that the kind of game that I'm known for is either fighting games or narrative-style games. Those are the games that people really come out for to watch me play. I don't really know if anyone's going to care about me playing The Division. You know what I mean? Like, even a game like Destiny. Even a game like Destiny that people wanted to see me play when it came out. They were like, crap, this game kind of blows as a playthrough, and we don't care, and we don't want to see Phil play it. So, $60 for a game that people may not even want to see. You know what I mean? The hidden boss in the stream chat just says, Jesus, Phil, don't play it. Either try that game Super Hot. Everyone's talking about this game Super Hot. I don't even know what it is, but apparently it's some game that just released on Steam or whatever. It's a new viral sensation, apparently, that everyone's playing. Maybe I'll do that. I mean, the thing is, I got all week next week to work on Zelda and whatever else I want to work on, if I want to do the Division or not. Hitman comes out on that Friday. So I basically want to get really far in Zelda and maybe do one or two other things by Friday, so that way I have time to get ready for Hitman. The next week is very busy. There's 3 new releases the week after that, so more than likely I'm probably not going to be playing the Division. I'm just going to say that, throw that out there. Probably not. I don't think that it's going to be too riveting, you know what I mean? I really don't feel... there's been no one who's really convinced me yet that this is a must-play game, and if I don't play it, I'm missing out on something that's like a big release for the year. Like, I'm just not getting that vibe from it. It seems to me the Division's going to be the kind of game that if you have a group of friends who want to play all the time, that you'll have a lot of fun. You'll go through the game cooperatively, you'll go into this dark zone and do the multiplayer and stuff, but if you don't have that, it's not worth playing. And it's funny because some people were like, but Phil, you played Borderlands 1 solo, and, you know, people watch that playthrough. Like, that was a very different time. That was a time when I was white hot on YouTube. People watched whatever I put out. And quite honestly, I think my playthrough of Borderlands 1 was inferior. I actually think my playthrough of Borderlands 2 was a much better playthrough, indicative of what the game was supposed to be, because I did it co-op with people. Borderlands 1 I played by myself and really didn't get the full experience. In fact, I think the game's much harder when you play it solo than it should be. So, I'm not 100% decided, but I think, being that I need to focus on Zelda, I really want to play more Street Fighter, that maybe I will be passing up the Division next week. We'll see. The rest of this month is going to be pretty busy. UFC, MLB, we've got, at the end of that week, Pokken Tournament. We're going to have the Patron's Choice playthrough starting up, and I have a big, well, not really an announcement, but an update on that. It almost seems, ladies and gents, that there's no stopping it. The dynamo of Patron's Choice, it looks like Persona 3 is going to dominate the polls and probably become the Patron's Choice playthrough that I'll be starting later this month. Right now, let me give you some perspective. It has more than 3 times the amount of votes of any of the other games in the poll. Holy shit. So it's pretty obvious that everyone apparently wants to see me play this game. I'm okay with that, but you have to understand... You really have to understand that, you know, unfortunately, this is not like it was last year. Last year, when we did the Patron's Choice playthrough, and it ended up being Persona 4, this happened during a time period. It was late April, early May, okay? Much different than this year, because last year there was nothing really going on in April. If you actually look at the game release schedule, there was Mortal Kombat 10, and I believe there was one other game that really wasn't a big deal at the time, okay? So, you know, I played Mortal Kombat 10, I covered it fully, but then when I was kind of done with that, or not really done, but I balanced it with Persona 4, and I was able to take a ton of time throughout the month of May, when really there weren't a lot of releases, that I was playing Persona 4 as a full-time playthrough, because I liked the game so much. This year, to give you perspective, in the month of April, and this is just looking at my calendar, it may not even be accurate, we've got Quantum Break, Homefront the Revolution, Dark Souls 3, the Ratchet & Clank reboot, which I don't know if I'll be playing, quite honestly, but it's still there on my calendar, Star Fox Zero. Now, Uncharted 4 got delayed until May, so that's actually good, because with all those games during the month of April already, I don't know if I would even have time to play it. So, but all those games are in April. Now let me tell you May. Battleborn, Uncharted 4, Doom, and Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Is it Catalyst? Mirror's Edge? I think it's Catalyst. So those are other 4 major releases during the month. So it's going to be very difficult to, you know, be able to play this game in even any kind of a capacity during those 2 months. What I'm planning on doing is near the end of March trying to do several sessions of the game so I can get in, you know, the requirement for the Patron's Choice and then decide based off of those sessions if I do want to continue it as a full-time playthrough in the future. Because what I'm going to have to do, quite honestly, is wait for some downtime. Maybe play it in between the other games when I have a chance. But I don't foresee myself having a long-ass stretch, you know, to play Persona 3. I'm just being real with everyone here. It's a different, much different situation than it was last year where it was a lot of dead time, okay? Here's the other thing, and here's what I don't think people are factoring into this decision. If I play Persona 3, which of course is going to be an insanely long game just like Persona 4, I'm sure. Let's say I do it full-time, maybe starting in late May, June, and I finish up Persona 3, let's say in June, I do a full playthrough of it, I finish it. Persona 5 is coming out in the summer. I don't know if it's July or August or whenever yet. We don't have a date yet. People are going to be burnt out, I think. After watching an entire playthrough of Persona 3, and now you're going to want to watch Persona 5, you know what I mean? And I'm really excited for Persona 5 because it's finally, they're listening to what I've been saying, even though I doubt that's why they're doing it. They're releasing JRPGs in the summer months. The long months where there's no new releases besides that and there's time to play them and not have to be caught up with a million other things. That's perfect. And I'm very excited for that. I'm happy for that. I want to see that happen. I'm very, very pumped. Because the bottom line is there were like 4 JRPGs that came out at the end of last year and I just didn't play them. Or if I did, like the one I played, Disgaea 5, when am I going to get back to it at this point? Never. You know what I mean? Like, when am I going to do that? There's too much going on. And that's the problem when you have a certain genre of game and you release a flood of the same kind of game at once, especially during a busy season when there's a million other games out. They're all going to cut into each other's market. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm just kind of talking about everything here. And that's the deal. That's what's going on. Now, I actually have great news. I said on Twitter I would talk about this. So I want to have a big announcement. A big positive announcement on pre-stream here today, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, hold on. It's a momentous occasion. I won the lotto. No, I didn't win the lotto. No, that's not the announcement. The announcement is that, wow, this is quick. I didn't think I would be able to give you this positive information this quickly, but I can give it to you now. It's official. We hit the funding goal for Patreon, in February. For whatever reason, Patreon basically charged everyone in one day, which never happens. I've never seen this happen before. I don't know if they changed their process to be more efficient, but overnight, it charged everyone for their February pledges, and we hit the goal. Now, there are still some 25 people who got declined, and I did message them on Patreon, so if you did pledge in February, I urge you to check your inbox on Patreon to make sure you're not one of those people. I certainly wouldn't want to leave you out of getting your perks this month because of an oversight, either on Patreon's behalf or maybe just a typo or something, you know what I mean? But, no, we hit the goal. So what that means is that I will, once I upgrade everyone on the forums, which I'm going to be doing, well, I'm going to start that process this weekend. I'm going to get the ball rolling on that. I'm going to be setting up this poll, and people will be voting on what game I'll be playing in a platforming marathon at the end of this month. Alright, so what are the choices? Number 1, to conclude Conker's Bad Fur Day HD, which I started in late December. People seem to really enjoy the playthrough. Did it get tons of views? No, but it's a classic retro throwback game. Did I expect it to get a ton of views? No. That's the point of it being a goal for Patron's Choice that we can, or not for Patron's Choice, excuse me, for a marathon, so that I could play a game that normally I wouldn't, because I don't have to really worry about the views on it. So, you can either see me finish that, or I could start a playthrough of Crash Bandicoot 3, or start a playthrough of Banjo-Kazooie HD, and that'll be in a marathon setting. As you know, my marathons run around 7 hours long. Typically, they end up between 6 and 7 hours of gameplay. And I'll be doing that at the end of this month. I haven't done a marathon in a bit now. So it'll actually be fun. It was, what was it, late December was the last marathon I did, correct? Or did I do one at the end of January? Now I can't remember. Did I do a marathon at the end of January? I don't think I did. I think it was the platforming one was the last one I did, right? Yeah, it was. That's right. It was. So, sorry, brain fart here. So, yeah, so finally I'll be doing a marathon at the end of this month, and it's good. I hope that people will vote, and we'll see exactly what they vote for. The voting's always interesting. I'll be honest, did I expect that everyone was going to vote for Persona 3? No. I honestly thought people wanted to either see me play Mafia or the other game that everyone was freaking asking for, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep HD, which came with my collection here of Kingdom Hearts 2.5 collection. People have been asking for that for a while, and it's way behind in the votes. Way behind. Mafia didn't even make it to the voting. Mafia didn't even get nominated enough to make it to the voting. Which is pretty crazy. Oh, that's right. Hidden Boss just said, didn't you do Rockathon 2.0 at the end of January? Yes, I did. I do so much stuff I don't even remember anymore. I don't even remember what I do. I can't even keep track of the stuff that I'm doing anymore. Because I got so many games going on. Now I'm doing vlogging. I'm doing edited content. I don't even know. I'm losing my mind. All right. So I've gabbed endlessly here. FYI, I'm going to take about a week or two to think about what I want to do in relation to the goal on Patreon for this month. I don't know yet, because we got a marathon going on. At the end of this month, we're going to have this Patron's Choice playthrough going on. I would like to do something nice as a goal, but I don't know what it's going to be, being that next month is super busy with releases. Like, super fucking busy, right? And so I certainly don't want to make a promise that I can't keep. What maybe I could do, I had a few ideas. One idea that I was thinking of doing is doing kind of a special event where it's a day of multiplayer with everyone. And it's a marathon. So maybe a 7-hour marathon of me doing stuff like Plants vs. Zombies, Street Fighter V, if they ever fucking fix the goddamn game so you can make a lobby with multiple people. Maybe some Call of Duty, that kind of stuff. A full-on multiplayer event day. But that's one of the ideas I'm thinking of. But we'll see. I got to brainstorm a little bit in the next week or two and see what I can come up with for a goal for this month. We'll see. Excuse me. But I'll have more info about that. And, certainly if you do watch my streams, you like the videos on YouTube, you want to help support me and allow me to keep doing this full time, check out patreon.com/darksidephil. I saw someone actually in the stream chat here asking about the perks. The $50 perk level, which is the highest perk level available, is a private Q&A video where you submit questions to me privately, and I will make around a 20-minute long video. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. It all depends on the questions that you ask me. That's, very privatized, and I try to go into detail answering your questions. Every single person who's gotten that perk has told me they loved it. And I'll be honest, sometimes the questions that I get aren't exactly the best. So I kind of have to elaborate on a lot of stuff or just talk for a bit about stuff going on. But most people have liked them. I say most people, all people have liked them. I've got 100% positive feedback regarding that perk. So FYI, that's what that perk is. Alright, last but not least, real quick, my girlfriend Leanna has her own business called The Black Current, where she sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. She just celebrated her 1-year anniversary of having this business open and registered and, legally active here in the state of Washington. You can check it out at etsy.com/shop/the Black Current, spelled CURRANT. Some people will probably link that in the stream chat. They usually do. And hint, hint, apparently, from what I'm getting kind of a inkling of, is that she's going to be releasing a new line of products in the next week or so. So you might want to check it out. Thank you to Gino Saji, who just posted the link in the stream chat. Alright, that's it, everyone. Let's get started with Plants vs. Zombies. Garden Warfare 2's conclusion. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Let's begin. That was creepy.